windshield wipers, and one of my wipers just went flying over the car. It was kind of scary for the guy behind me. So I'm Tom Jordan, one of the organizers here for 1 Million Cups. We have Val over here. She handles a lot of the video and all the social media stuff. And we have Charlie over here as one of the organizers. Sean just came in, so welcome, Sean. Hey, if you're interested in being one of the organizers, it does not take a lot of time. Usually one online meeting a month, and then come here and help us out and set up and organize the speakers and presenters and that kind of thing. So if you're interested in getting involved in the entrepreneurial community as an organizer, see one of us and we'll tell you what it's all about. It's really easy to do. I've been coming here for, gosh, over 10 years. And so about 4 years ago, I started as an organizer. So it kind of gets you into it. If you're here every week, you're a great potential for helping us out. Every Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock here at Cinematique. So we've got to thank Volusia County Economic Development. They provide us with funds to help us run this operation. Mainly that takes care of paying Cinematique Theater here and paying for our coffee and giving you an opportunity to participate at no cost to you. So we appreciate Volusia County Economic Development. Also, we got to thank Jed, and he's got Naomi here today. They take care of Cinematique. They run the place, and they come in and set us up, pull us up. And truly, this is one of the best venues that a 1MC operation has. When you look at all the others around the country, this is a great venue, and we really appreciate being here. We appreciate Jed and the gang from Cinematique. So, let's see, what am I missing here?
New folks.
Oh, yeah. We got a couple new folks. Anybody who's new here, raise your hand, say hello. So we got John and Matt over here. They do demolition. Greet them, go over and meet them before you head out today, and say hello, tell them all about what you guys do, so we can share some networking after the meeting. So the way it works is we're going to do a presentation. Today, we actually have somebody who's out of town. She's over where at? St. Pete, Tampa? Mm-hmm. And that area. Yeah, I was just over there losing, well, actually I won money over there this weekend, so that was a good thing. So usually we have a presenter right here on the stage, but today we have a live remote. So we're doing this live remote from Tampa, St. Pete. We're going to do her presentation, have us tell her about her business, and then afterwards we'll walk around, raise your hand if you have ideas, if you have comments, suggestions, anything that relates to you that you think can help Whitney improve her business or ideas, just let us know and we'll come over to you with the microphone. So without further ado, we're going to introduce Whitney. She's here to talk about Global Sprouts subscription box? All right, I got that right. Whitney, take it over there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for having me. I'm so sorry I'm not in person. We are recovering from Hurricane Helene and we were supposed to be in our home. And now I'm in a lovely hotel for the next week. So bear with me. And I will come in person sometime soon to present and meet everyone in person, because I know it's a little bit of a different experience. So good morning. My name is Whitney Joynes-Richardson. I am the founder of Global Sprouts, which is a cultural themed learning kit for children. So who am I? As a Chamorro and Dutch mom, I grew up on the island of Guam until my senior year of high school. My parents convinced me that moving to the Outer Banks would be this beautiful beach town with crystal clear blue waters, and I'll never forget walking up to the pier, and I looked at the water and I was like, wow, this is so brown compared to crystal clear waters that I'm used to. So that was a culture shock, and within 30 days of living in North Carolina, I became Whit from Guam. It became my entire identity almost immediately, because everyone I met was so surprised that this Chamorro woman from Guam is now in North Carolina, and they had no idea where the island was from, despite us being a US territory. So I got into a life-threatening car crash in 2016, almost lost my life. Shout out to University of Alabama, Birmingham. They, once I was transferred there, they did immediate surgery and saved me. I went on to create my first brick and mortar fitness studio and traveled the world. I've been in 46 countries, moved down to Florida in 2021 and had my daughter Slater. And I quickly realized there were no materials out there on the market that taught kids about true cultures and less about the geography. So every product featured, if you're going to go to Europe, you go to France, you'll see Paris, you'll see the Eiffel Tower, but they didn't quite talk about what Parisians did. And that's my favorite part of traveling, is picking up one little piece from each environment and incorporating it into my day-to-day life. So throughout all my travels, I really sat myself down and said, okay, and I want to ask this question to you all too. What is one project you remember from childhood that actually stuck with you? And I'll give you a few moments and I'll tell you what my project was. My project, we went to the Philippines when we were living on the island of Guam, and we needed to find one person to help in the community. So I found this gentleman. He had no legs, he was on a skateboard, and I was 6.5, almost 7 years old. And I remember seeing the same gentleman the next day in the suburbs outside of Manila. What we had done is we prepared a meal for him, all of his favorite foods, we got him new clothes, and it was a really beautiful and impactful situation that we were in. And then I saw him the next day in those suburbs, 30 minutes away, still using his arms on his skateboard. And every day since then, I wake up and one of my morning mantras is, I am so glad I have legs that can propel me to move forward in life. And so that was one of my motivational moments where I became more empathetic to other cultures and other people and understanding how they get around in their day-to-day life. So think about that question, and we'll come back to that at the end if we have time. So today's children are growing up in a globally connected world, but less than 15% of US preschool curriculums include meaningful global or multicultural education. So we're really lacking it from the beginning of our education system of teaching about others. If we want to raise the next generation to, quite frankly, not be assholes, to understand others better, and to be more empathetic and curious, it starts at those early ages of incorporating different languages, different recipes, understanding where others are coming from, and then moving forward from there. So what we do as Global Sprouts is we deliver a passport to the world on a monthly basis, or parents can purchase one-off kits. So in every kit, you'll receive an educational booklet, a country flag, cultural toys, craft kits, and then a storybook that we write ourselves based on our figurine Globy. And inside of that educational booklet, we're really teaching kids about culture through learning activities. So depending on their age level, they might get flashcards, they might get a board game. The activity pages might be math if you're older, but they might be tracing if you're younger. You get coloring pages, crafts, recipes, and most importantly, we include a parent's guide because it is tough for us to teach the next generation about culture if we never learned it ourselves. So we incorporate all different types of resources so that parents can learn alongside their children. So what is the process? The process is they take a quiz, they purchase a kit or a subscription. That's me at the post office when we first launched, but now I can successfully say we're at a fulfillment center. Thank goodness, I don't love packing boxes. The kids receive their boxes, they unbox them, and then they start to learn about these other cultures. So our business model and revenue streams is we currently have about 185 subscribers. We just launched this past May. We're sitting at about $40 for a monthly plan at a 40% margin. If you purchase a one-off culture kit, you're at $48, and that's no subscription. And then we've also partnered with a local nonprofit here in St. Pete called All the World's Kids, and they do a global expedition to Cambodia every summer. So that is who we are supporting. Every 50 subscriptions we sell, we donate one box back to their team, and we also allow them to round up. How do we differ from competition is we are culture driven. It was right after we flooded last year. It was Thanksgiving night. I wanted to teach my daughter Slater about cultures and the people, and spent hours and hours researching. I bought every subscription box out there that claims they're culture driven, but really we found that they're just too much of geography based and not actually about the people. So we're just riding the wave of conscious parenting. 70% of parents want to prioritize cultural education. but they say that they lack the resources at home. So we're bringing to the market the resources for larger countries and smaller countries. Every month they switch, so we would do Australia, and then Guam, and then we'll do Spain, and then Lesotho, which is a small kingdom in South Africa, so that parents have resources to these countries and cultures that we necessarily wouldn't have as much access to. Our team, so in order to make sure that we're culturally accurate, we hire someone from every country who becomes our cultural ambassador. A great example of why this is so important is I've been to the Philippines 5 or 6 times, and I thought jack sticks were a Filipino toy, but it turns out they are an American toy that just so happened to land in the Philippines. So Ryle and River were very quick to say, let's not feature that, but let's feature this toy instead. So we pay everyone fair living wages. We have great partnerships. Our team meeting calls are so much fun. They send me videos of what their day-to-day life looks like, and it's really beautiful to see how we can all come together on a weekly basis and share little bits and pieces of our lives and how different, but how similar they are. We also have an advisory board and an in-house marketing coordinator. So thank you, and please connect with me on all socials, and I would love to take questions.
Thank you, Whitney. Great presentation, very well presented via Zoom, I guess it would call, or Facebook Live. I don't know what we're doing here, but that's fantastic. Great presentation. I have a question in reference to the subscriptions. Is that a monthly subscription or yearly?
It's a monthly subscription.
Very good. So we're going to go around the room. We've got several people who have some questions. Passing the mic.
Good morning, my name is Diego Handel. I'm Fiesta LLC. We own a hotel, historic hotel in downtown historic Daytona. So the question that I have is whether you collaborate with schools, like public schools or private schools. And the reason I ask it is because I know that the complaint has always been that the United States barely teaches geography in schools, whereas in Europe and other countries they learn geography and they know geography. The kids come here, graduate from high school or college, barely knowing the geography of the world.
Yeah, so we are in 52 preschools. We've partnered with ESAs and homeschools in 26 different states already. Public schools are tough because you have to have certain access to the classrooms, but all of the privately owned smaller schools, specifically in Tampa, every month we actually go to the Grove Academy in South Tampa and do an entire culture unit for them. So the public schools have been more of a challenge to get into, but the private schools, we have tapped into that sector.
Well, hey, Whitney, it's done. Great presentation, and I love the fact that you put up your pricing and you put up your margin information, which is just, it's nice to see a presentation that has that in there. So my question is, who's your ideal customer and how do you find them? How do you get them and how do you bring them in to a monthly subscription? What's the process there? Who's your ideal customer?
So our ideal customer, her name is Callie. She is a 26 to 42-year-old mother of anywhere from 1 to 3 kids. She incorporates the non-toxic, clean living, wants to raise kids to be better in the future. And we typically acquire her through Facebook marketing and Reddit threads. And we have 2 different paid campaigns going on both platforms, so Meta, Facebook, and Instagram, and then Reddit. So anytime anyone's asking culture questions or homeschool questions in the Reddit groups, we are targeting those customers with retargeting and lookalike audiences. And then on Facebook, we're also doing the same. You'll find that our Reddit customers that convert are more crunchy moms. And then our Facebook moms are more travel-esque, want to see the world, want to prep their kids. So a big selling point of Global Sprouts is project-based learning, and in project-based learning, you research it, understand what you're trying to build, you build something or experience it, and then you reflect on it afterwards. So a lot of those Facebook conversions, we're seeing that they're traveling places pretty frequently. They're buying the kit, they're immersing their kit in, let's use Guam, for example. So in the Guam kit, you get a sea turtle stuffy, a coconut bowl, you make a coconut leaf weaving mat, which was my favorite activity as a kid. I love. Did you guys know every part of the coconut tree is useful? So as a kid, I would climb them, get the coconuts, use a kudzu, which is all the coconut meat out, and then I would make coconut candy. Look, sorry, that just kind of rabbit trailed off, but it was super fun. And so they would get the kit, they would go to the island, explore Guam, and then when they came home, they would have a crafts and activities to remember and reflect upon their trip. So that's kind of those two different personas and how we're seeing them convert.
Hi, my name is Natalia. I'm with Big City County. I saw on your last slide you were looking for a cash flow accounting. So maybe that is one thing, we need to connect about that. But other than that, this is such a neat business. I'm excited for you. I love to travel. I'm a mom. I took my kids around the world to experience different countries, different cultures. I was not sure if you mentioned how many countries do you have right now on your subscription, and as the subscription go through all of the countries, do you repeat on the
So we currently have 12 already made. What we're doing right now is as you subscribe, so we started shipping in May, so May was Spain. So then in July, we release whatever the country was for the month prior as a one-off. So let's say we made 500 kits and our subscribers are at 175. The leftovers of that go to the one-off purchases, but we don't allow people to buy that country until all of the subscribers have gotten their subscription yet. So right now we're sitting at 12. We have plans to go up to 36 countries. And then hopefully, the end goal is to be on a Target shelf via a board game, some type of cultural learning activity that kids can do without purchasing the kits, especially as they get older and don't want toys anymore.
That sounds good. Thank you. My name is Caroline, and my kids are already, I have an 8-year-old and I have 2 older kids that are 17 and 21. And we love to travel as well. And I would like to know what is the target age? Are you just targeting preschoolers or kindergartens or elementary school kids, or is there plans to engage older kids as well?
Yeah, so similar to what I just said. So our kits, I would say, are perfect for 2 through 8-year-olds. It comes with the story, the toys. I think once kids get like 8 to 10, the toys start to feel too childish for them. So that we are in the process of creating a board game that's similar to like a what do you mean versus Monopoly versus like kind of all of that mixed together to bring other cultures to the market in a fun and engaging way that the whole family can participate in. So kind of, my favorite board game is Clue. So just trying to figure out all of these different styles of board games to introduce cultures in a fun, creative way.
Diego Hindel again. So I was going to ask you if you've applied for any grants. I know the United Nations has a lot of grant money available. They're obviously international. They have representatives around every country in the world, just about. So I know they have a lot of money for cultural programs and educational programs. So it sounds like that might be a good fit.
I've applied to a few smaller grants that we did receive. There's like a monthly one, I'm not recalling the name, and there's one more other educational one that we're applying to, I think BILA. But yes, I will definitely look into that. Thank you so much, it's super helpful.
Okay, any other questions?
Hi, my name is Jason. I don't really have a question, but
your show. And we give so much more people on our team. Locations in Mobile, Daytona, and Kissimmee, we would like to get into more of the edutainment. Instead of just putting on entertainment shows, educating people more as well. And so, I do have questions, but I would like to talk. You were here, I was talking afterwards. I'd like to get in touch with you. That's something you'd be interested in.
Yeah, please do. I would love that.
Just a very brief comment. So I was talking to the gentleman sitting next to me, Leo, who spent a lot of time in Korea, speaks Korean. So if you don't have somebody, I'm volunteering him. And I'm originally from Uruguay, South America, next to Argentina. So if you don't have somebody from that small country, I'd be glad to represent Uruguay.
Yes, please reach out to me. I would love to have a connection.
Yeah, we have some resources here, right here at Daytona Beach 1 Million Cups with our members that show up every week. So we're going to provide your information to them and they'll reach out to you personally. So that's fantastic. Yeah, we've got like the United Nations in here just today.
That's awesome.
If you ever need any history of Daytona Beach, we got that too. All right, I think we've gone through the room. No more further questions. So the most important question is, what can Daytona 1 Million Cups do for you?
If you can share Global Sprouts with 3 people that you know, everyone knows a kid, everyone's either a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or just has friends with kids. If you can share it with 3 people, then that could really encourage our voice and our reach across Daytona Beach.
All right, very good. I think we can do that. Thank you so much. Best wishes for you and your family and the rebuild of your home, and I hope you get back in it quickly. And in the meantime,
Yes.
Enjoy your resort living.
Daytona Beach is on my list, so I will be in that audience. Hopefully, once we're back in the house, I will be there and we can all chat in person for
You
sure.
won't be disappointed. Well, thank you very much. You have a
Thanks,
great day.
everyone.
All right. All right, so at this time, we're going to keep you on the screen. We do a family photo here. You'll be